Hello, Refined Co community. Marta Locklear here to release a new collection called Refined Velvetier. Refined Velvetier is like a little baby project of mine. It's a creative preset similar to, say, Kodak Gold or Kodak Ektar, where it's a smaller collection where you're basically just getting the presets and you're getting the mobile files as well, so you can edit on your phone. This collection was designed to create a milky, velvety, ethereal type of edit. It has a low contrast point, though we do include one with a little bit more contrast when you need it. It has a soft blush tone to it, so a little bit of that pink romantic tone. It's very ethereal. We also included a neutral version as well because sometimes the pinks can just be too much and you need a little bit of a neutral version, but still soft and milky and creamy. We also included a black and white, two versions of the black and white. It's kind of vintage style with a lifted black point and low highlight point, so it's not super contrasty. Again, very soft and velvety, hence the name Velvetier. We have images here from Amy Wang, Brittany Lear, Jean Lavarne, Danielle Hobbs, and Rachel Bond. They all submitted these beautiful images for the release of this collection, and I want to go ahead and show you how it looks and how to edit on a variety of camera bodies. I believe we have Sony, Nikon, and Canon included in this. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let's see. All right, so we have this first image by Rachel Bond. White balance and exposure are pretty strong on this. Let's go ahead and open up Velvetier. This is how it would look for you. So one click of Velvetier 1, you can see it's just dreamy, milky, soft, gorgeous for those heirloom type images. You can add a little warmth to it if you want. You can pull back on the pinks if you like, but the pink is kind of the goal on this. And it's super simple edit. Here's the contrasted version, so just a little bit of pop, nothing strong. The whole idea of this was to be a gentle preset. Then we also have the neutral version. You can see that just pulls those pinks out and kind of neutralizes it, but still soft and milky. And the stronger version. And then the black and white, again, super vintagey with a very low black point or lifted black point and a low highlight point. And this beautiful image, let's straighten this horizon just a smidge. And we're going to warm it up. Let's just see what Lightroom does for us. I'm going to go ahead and pull down the exposure a little bit. Already that looks much better. And we throw 1 on it. One thing I like about Velvetier is because of the pink point, especially in these beach scenes where you have the white sands, blue water, and the candy color skies, it really enhances those colors and brings them to life. But that was nearly a one-click edit other than exposure and white balance, which is typical. The contrasted version, let's pop one of these over here to the left so we can look at it against the neutral. So you can see it's just enough that takes that pink cast out, still delicate and beautiful, but not overly processed. And again, the black and whites look good as well. This beautiful, I love this image so much, and Velvetier on it looks amazing. I love the way she shot this. This is Amy Wang's. And you can see it just lifts those shadows just perfectly. And I'm actually going to add in a little extra pink on this one because I think it just lends to the moment. And if you want to drop those shadows and keep it dark and silhouetted like she shot it, I would just pull down the shadow point. But you can do it either way. I think that looks absolutely stunning. Another one by Rachel Bond. I'm going to see what auto does for us. It actually looks good. I'm going to pull back a little bit on that warmth. And that's just so pretty. So delicate. I mean, with the smocked heirloom baby bubble and the rattle, it really just gives that kind of vintage classic look. And there's the neutral, loving the neutral as well. You can see these are nearly one click other than white balance exposure, which is to be expected. This one is a little on the red side, so I'm going to pull a little of that magenta out. And I really liked this one in black and white. That's one reason I pulled it, but that's beautiful there. There's the neutral, and there's that black and white. And I think that's just a perfect, special, timeless moment between father and baby. Here's a beautiful California shot. We're going to warm it up a little and put on 1. And this one I think needs that little extra pop in the shadows, just to separate them from the background a little bit. Go ahead and pop that over here, and we can look at the neutral version. You can see it's just enough, so both look gorgeous, but it gives you a couple options there. Another Rachel Bond. I'm going to go ahead and cool that down just a smidge, just pulling a little bit of that Sony green out of the white balance. You can see the difference there just by leveling out the white balance, and that looks beautiful. Love it. And you can adjust to taste. Some people like their images cooler, some see them even cool. That looks stunning. So it gives you that flexibility of doing both. There's the neutral. We like the plus on this one. Same thing, you can warm it, cool it down. You can add in some magenta on your own. You can pull it back. You can really make it your own by making a few extra tweaks. Gorgeous shot by Danielle Hobbs out in California. I think she did a workshop out there and sent these in to us. There's Velvetier 1, beautiful. And I think we can warm it up a little more even and really push it. You see, it still has lots of color. It's just not egregious, but it's gentle, just real beautiful. I love the milky and velvety texture to it. There's one, one click, and that's just so pretty. And like I said, if you want, you can pull some of that out. You can pull a little pink out just by adjusting the tint, or you can use our neutral version. And you can still tweak all of this to taste, however you like it. If you like things a little brighter, you can do that as well. Beautiful. Yeah, a little pop because we got a little bit of sun haze here. So the second version actually works really nice to cut through some of that. But again, it's not overly processed, just super delicate. Love this. Let me just get her feet in the frame here. Cropping was a little off. Let's see here. Let's check and see what that might be a little. I kind of like the pinks, so I'm actually going to find a happy medium there. And that looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, who doesn't love a ballerina in some extra pink? But even the neutral, that looks beautiful as well. So really can just go anywhere. Even the black and white looks gorgeous on this. And then pull these down a little and give us that kind of vintage look. Love the energy of this shot here. Just warm it up a little. Velvetier. You see, I mean, look how beautiful. The blues are gorgeous. That pink milky skin. Those are stunning. There we go. Next. And I think that's actually a little too warm, so I'm going to go back to where we were. And that's actually beautiful. Really doesn't even need any touches, but we can deepen it if we want. We can soften it. That's just gorgeous. There's the neutral, and the black and white looks gorgeous on this as well. I think I like the softer version. It's beautiful. Let's go ahead and pull back on that exposure a little. Let's go ahead and I'm using auto just to save time. You can hand tweak this obviously, but when auto gets it right, it actually saves you a ton of time, and then you just have to make minor adjustments from there. Doing that for the sake of saving time. But you see, I think I'm going to stick with the first version. Just maybe add a smidge of dark point for the hair. That looks beautiful. Two beautiful little girls. I'm just going to go ahead and lift them up a little bit. Velvetier, you see how well it does with the greens. And you can adjust, add in or take out as much of the pink as you'd like. But see how it just softens everything up and just makes it look a little more delicate. There's the neutral version. So this one I would probably just pull back a tiny bit and maybe add in a little warmth. That looks beautiful. There's one. I think you can just even push it here. Maybe let's play with that sun glow a little bit. That looks gorgeous. I'm going to pop this still up so we can compare. And there's the neutral version. And then, of course, the black and white is going to look gorgeous on this as well. There you go. Love this shot, and I especially love it with Velvetier. Run the preset and lift, and this is what this collection is made for. It's just that romantic, soft, beautiful, kind of ethereal feel. This image just feels so classic to me, I think, because Dad has nice long hair and just lends to that kind of old vintage style. Just playing with that a little bit. It looks gorgeous. We can actually tone it down, warm it up, and really push into those colors. So like I said, you can really make this your own just by playing with the levels and giving yourself some options. Love this in the black and white. I think that's how we have it on our website. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull it down just a smidge. There you go. Gorgeous. A little bit of warmth. Work with that California sun there. And I'm going to lean on the second one just to cut through a little of that haze. But look how beautiful that is. And if I pop it over here, we can see the two. Still beautiful. I do think that this lens, this color just gives it a little extra something. Really plays into that California sunset. This one's going to need a little bit of white balance. I mean, look at the difference just right there. Just by getting that white balance set, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a little more extra warmth. And I'm actually going to bring this down a little. There we go. Let's look at the neutral version. That looks gorgeous too. You see how it brings out the blues once we cool it down a little bit. And of course the black and whites look good as well. This one looks gorgeous in black and white, so I'm going to stick with that. You can see how we've pulled that black point up just to give it kind of a vintage feel. So here's without any adjustment. So this image is kind of cool because it's just post sunset, and it actually works. It's beautiful. It actually kind of looks like Velvetier 2. But once I warm it up, and that's actually too much, I'm gonna warm it up. I'm gonna put in some of these pinks and really push on that pink a little bit. You can see how it just brings all of these colors to life that we were missing before. And then that still looks gorgeous too. You still get a little bit of that purple and cream and blue in the sky, the green grass, and you can lift that as well just by lifting the shadows. Love this image so much. Lift, and like I said, you can leave it here and go with the pink creamy, or you can pull back and dial down those tones a little bit just in the white balance and really give yourself some variety. And that looks beautiful. And I'm sure it looks good in black and white too. Yes. Gorge. Here's another one. I'm going to pull this down a little, and we're going to work on this white balance. Pink, a little bit of warmth to counter these. You see that kind of blue-green color that we have in here. Let's pop that over and run the preset, and that's just so dreamy. What a beautiful smile. Pop that over here. 1, 2, I love that as well. That gives you a little bit of that kind of Fuji blue tone in the shadows. It's just gorgeous. Black and white. Pull it down just a little. Gorgeous. And I think I'm just going to run the preset and adjust accordingly because we were pretty close on this one. There we go. 2, and black and white is how we have it on our website. I just think it really lets this fabric sing just this moment. The black and white just allows you to drop into here instead of seeing the greens and everything. So I just love that. Little BB, a little bit overexposed. So let's pop her over here. And there's one. You can see just milky, velvety, creamy. It's just soft. The blanket looks super soft to the touch, but you can still see all of the details. It's just beautiful. I love the way this has turned out. And this beautiful couple, and look at that. Look how it just, look at her skin. Really worked hard on just bringing out that velvety, buttery color and texture, and that looks beautiful. And here's the neutral version, and of course black and white. And we have one last one. I wanted to show you guys how it works. Oh, a little sneak peek. How it works in these outdoor, bright, sunny locations as well. So I'm just going to adjust a little. Run Velvetier. I'm actually going to pull back a little on that white balance and lift a tiny bit in the shadows, just to lift this area in her face a little. Look at that. The pinks, everything just sings. The greens are beautiful. They're not overly changed, just enhanced. Hair looks really good. That's stunning. Let's pop this over here. Let's take a look at 2. There's 2. Actually, it looks really good as well. See, it just takes a little of that extra warmth out. And even in black and white. I think I really like this one. I like the first one just because it's a little more delicate. And there you go. That's a look at Refined Velvetier. I hope you guys enjoy this collection. I'm really happy with it. And thank you for watching.